trouble with airplanes is all the seats should be by the windows. If all the seats in the airplanes were by the windows, then everyone could look out. Mom said she didn't mind not looking out of the window because she'd looked out of an airplane window before. But I think putting seats in the middle of an airplane is silly. Before we put our seat belts on, we had to put our bags in a high-up cupboard above our seat. Mom said that it was called an overhead locker and that once the plane had taken off, she would get my things out of my rucksack to play with. Then we had to put our seat belts on. The trouble with seat belts is you're not allowed to keep unclipping them and then doing them up again, and then unclipping them and doing them up again. I got really good at undoing and doing up my seatbelt. But then I got frowned at by an airplane lady. Then my mom said the plane wouldn't take off if I didn't leave my seatbelt alone. So I had to just do it up and not unclip it after that. When we took off, my tummy went all funny. That's the trouble with planes taking off. They go so fast your tummy can't keep up. At first, I nearly didn't look out of the window, but when I did, it was brilliant. Everything on the ground had gone really small. All the cars on the roads looked like teensy toy ones, and all the trees and fields looked like tiny broccolis inside a little green square. Mom said the higher we got, the smaller everything would look, and she was right, because then we went even higher. We went right up, up, up into the air above the actual clouds, real actual clouds, great big fat fluffy ones that looked like great big fat oodles, and oodles of white fluffy cotton wool. I wanted to get out of the plane and bounce about on them, but Mom said no one was allowed outside during the journey. And anyway, we still had to keep our seatbelts on. That's the trouble with seatbelts. If you take them off before you're allowed to, the airplane lady will come and tell you off. When we were allowed to undo our seatbelts, the captain driving the plane did an announcement. He said that we would soon be cruising at 37,000 feet and that a little bit later we were going to be given breakfast to eat, plus teas and coffees. Then I decided I needed my pad and pencil case. The trouble with needing a pad and pencil case when they're in an overhead locker is your mom has to undo her seatbelt, get up, squeeze past the person she's sitting next to, reach up to the overhead cupboard, and take the pad and pencil case out of your bag and give it to you. The trouble with needing a comic just after you've needed a pad and pencil case is then your mom has to do it all over again. Then I needed my giraffe, and then I needed my monkey keyring, which made her a little bit cross and the person she was sitting next to a little bit huffy and puffy. So in the end, Mom took my whole rucksack down from the overhead locker, gave it to me, and told me to keep it under the seat in front of me. So I did. But then I needed to go to the loo. The trouble with loos on airplanes is they are a bit small. My loo at home has a bath in it and everything. The one in our airplane didn't even have a shower or even a rubber duck. Plus, when I was sitting on the loo seat, my ears began to feel all shushy. When I came out of the loo, my mom said that because we were so high up in the sky, the air pressure in our ears could begin to feel different. Then she told me to pinch my nose and swallow. The trouble with pinching your nose and swallowing is it makes your ears go funny. At first, I didn't know my ears were doing. They just felt wiggly inside and then everything went all out. Mom said it was called popping, but I didn't really like it. I preferred not popping or still shushy. When we got back to our seats, I got my pad and pencils out of my bag to do some drawing. Draw an airplane, said Mom. Draw a Spanish airplane, which was quite a good idea. Except by then I'd worked out how to play with my tray and my seat. The trouble with airplane trays when they're right in front of you is they really make you want to lower them and then push them up again. And then lower them and push them up again, and lower them and push them up again, and lower them and push them up again, because it's really good fun. Trouble is, the man sitting in the seat in front of me didn't know how to work his tray, so he got all jealous and huffy and puffy and kept turning around to frown at me. So Mom said I had better put my tray up and leave it up. But I couldn't because our breakfast had arrived. Finish! See you next time. Bye!